So there was a lathe over at Arden, and Larry Nix was the original cutter for the Stax label. That Stax lathe came in 1971 through 1975 when they closed. So a lot of the Stax hits were cut on that, which was always fascinating to me. But it had mostly kind of fallen into disrepair. So I just started pestering Larry, basically. Why don't you get this thing going again? Let's get this thing up and running and teach me how to do this, man. You go home every night at 5 o'clock. On nights when I'm not doing a session, man, I could come in and cut vinyl at night, and I'll rent the machine from you. You'll have a little check waiting for you on the turntable when you come in the morning. Wouldn't that be awesome, Larry? I just built it up from there. And then, oddly enough, a lot of clients that I had recorded and done their records, produced, engineered, or mixed, or a combination of any of those, were reissuing their albums on vinyl. So, I did all the old Afghan Whigs records, and so Dooley starts reissuing that. It's very strange to hear your own engineering work in the vinyl world as well, but almost all regular mastering engineers who are doing digital releases are also doing a separate pre-master for vinyl, we call it. I'll get the files, I'll put them into my system and listen, and then I try to figure out how I can best fit that onto a vinyl disc. And we all know that there are limitations to this medium. So I'll do things like, sometimes I have to de-ess a record if there's sibilants or loud hi-hats or S's or T's or F's, things like that. It can really be a problem, or there may be just a blurt somewhere, or like I did an Al Green song called Bell, and every time it hit that bell, it would blow my circuit breaker. Then I send it to the plating facility, and that all has to be determined before. For best results, you want your masters to be plated within 72 hours, because the high end, the groove walls will start collapsing actually, and you'll start to lose high end. So that's also why I don't cut on Fridays, because if I ship on Friday, it's going to sit in a box over the weekend. If it's in the summertime, especially on some FedEx truck, it'll melt. They turn them into metal plates. They make stampers, and then sometimes it's the same plant, sometimes it's not. They send the stampers to the plant, they crush out however many test pressings you ordered, then they send them back. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. But everybody listens at that point. It's the first time anybody's got to listen to it. And if everything's great, you get the phone calls and they say, God, man, it sounds so great. Oh, thank you, it's awesome. Or you get I think I hear a pop on the second verse, and it's really, I don't know if it's worth a recut or not, but if there's something that they're not happy with, you start all over again. Yeah. That's 6 weeks to get to that point. Most of the time, everything's cool. And they'll stamp out the records and send them to you, and that's the whole process. I've got to work with some great classics. I've cut Al Green's greatest hits twice, I think, for reissues. When I did the first record, the first single was I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles that Al Green was doing. And he starts off in the beginning, you can hear, I guess it's Willie Mitchell on the talkback, and he comes like, you ready? And Al is kind of like, all right, I can feel it, god damn. And so I immediately called Bruce at Fat Possum. I go, he's a reverend now, and he's starting off this whole thing saying god damn, so do I worry about that? And he goes, nah. I think the ones and the engineers who are paying attention, I think it's making our records sound better overall. Because if there's an awareness that they're going to go to vinyl, they're paying attention more to things like just de-essing the lead vocal. More and more people are buying, you can see it's for sale at Best Buy and Walmart, they're buying players. So as long as they're buying turntables, they care. It's beautiful to me that they care about what it sounds like again. If they're gonna make this investment, they're gonna care about what the record sounds like. And it does crack me up to think of all the records I did during the digital years where they go, hey man, put this sample of the crackly poppy record on the intro, and you're like, okay, you're gonna hate that in 2 years, but I'll do it. It's come full circle, I think. It has room to grow, but I'm very encouraged about where vinyl is taking things. Overall, the people, I feel, and engineers and people who do love listening to music for the beauty of it.
What's up, y'all? This is B.O.B.
This is G-Eazy.
I'm Mo. This is Julia Michaels.
This is Logic. Make sure you subscribe to the Recording Academy channel. Flex.